Linfox has set a sizable sustainability goal, not out of economic interest, but because caring for the environment is an important responsibility for providing for future generations. Our goal is to reduce our rate of greenhouse gas emissions from all our Asia Pacific operations by 15% by 2010, based on our 2006-2007 emissions. Linfox leads our industry with a broad strategy to reduce our carbon footprint. And the 25C project is an important component of that strategy.
Linfox has developed a wide-ranging strategy to reduce our rate of greenhouse gas emissions. We've accepted that climate change caused by global warming is a reality. We accept that man-made emissions, and notably CO2e from transport, contribute significantly to global warming, and that everyone must play their part in reducing those emissions. We've implemented a number of initiatives in the past 2 years that have already delivered substantial reductions in our rate of carbon emissions. And some of our ongoing research will yield more savings in the future. In this presentation, we describe our 25C project. A project where 25 Linfox sites have volunteered to trial and evaluate actions that will reduce energy use and thus greenhouse gas emissions.
The 25C projects are spread across Linfox's 4 business units. There are 6 in retail, 8 in line haul, 6 in industrial and 5 in FMCG. Importantly, all these projects have been carried out voluntarily by the sites without the need for additional resources. A committed workforce that understands the issues of improved environmental performance is the most important prerequisite for these programs to succeed. Today we're going to look at 3 of the trials involving electricity, supply chain optimisation and eco-driving.
Our objective is to reduce the overall rate of greenhouse emissions, but unless we measure them, we won't know whether we're achieving our goal. So our group has developed a SAP reporting mechanism that measures a business's carbon emissions from all sources. So we report monthly on each business unit's use of fuel and electricity, and we can provide quite an accurate high-level measure of how that business unit is performing in relation to its target. Our carbon reporting can measure performance by the entire business, each business unit, customers or sites. It applies only in Australia at the moment, but it will be rolled out to the whole business. The system operates by measuring our various forms of energy use: diesel, electricity, gas, etc., and applying the government's emission standards on each of these to calculate our environmental impact. This really is a pioneering development in business environmental measurement, and many consultants and even SAP are very impressed by our leadership.
Electricity represents 25% of our greenhouse gas emissions, and therefore it is a significant contributor to our carbon footprint. We can reduce emissions from electricity in one of 2 ways, either through the use of more efficient equipment, lights, alternative natural lighting and better control systems, or by reducing the peak load of electricity use and transferring some of that demand to off-peak periods, such as charging forklifts at night. Our group used 3 independent energy consultants to audit 3 warehouse operations to help us identify significant opportunities to help us reduce our electricity consumption and reduce cost at the same time. Their recommendations included better use of skylights and natural lighting, light-sensitive lighting systems, and more efficient use of refrigeration in cool store warehouse operations.
So Linfox is using software to identify carbon emissions in supply chains. We're able to identify and map carbon savings resulting from changed transport modes, vehicle types, by changing transport routes and by changing supply sources within existing supply chains. Such changes can save up to 10% in carbon emissions with little or no incremental financial cost. This graphic shows the supply chain network of a major Australian manufacturer. The coloured lines represent the carbon emissions for various transport legs between manufacturing plants, distribution centres and customers, and help visualise changes when comparing options for change. This graphic shows the contribution of transport and site activities on carbon emissions. The site emissions reflect the use of materials handling equipment at distribution centres and at customer sites. The transport emissions represent the carbon emissions from shipments by trucks and by rail. In this analysis, materials handling equipment represented roughly 3% of total emissions, so the major challenge is to reduce carbon emissions from transport.
As part of the 25C project, Linfox rolled out its EcoDrive program across 18 sites. Over 200 drivers have been trained over 3 months, learning the 10 principles of eco-driving. And the eco-driving program is now available to all drivers online through Linfox College. Fuel economy is optimised by using a number of sensible techniques, including accelerating gradually, changing smoothly through gears, anticipating traffic flows, thus avoiding heavy braking and acceleration.
I've been a driver for 38 years and I've done the Eco Driving program. It's taught me some straightforward things about good driving. It makes me more alert on the road, less change in the gears. Don't have to have your foot on the brakes so every minute. You can look ahead and sort of plan. You're not using your accelerator as much, so you're not using that fuel. If you're not speeding, that's less stress on you because you don't have to jump on the brakes, you don't have to jump on the gears. You just relax and let the truck do the work for you. It's safe and it's good for the environment at the same time. I feel a lot more relaxed now driving. I'm not tired at night, I'm not stressed out at night when I get home. No, it's just a totally different feeling now driving. And yeah, I'm glad I did the course now.
The 25C project is part of our journey to achieve a meaningful reduction in energy use and thus greenhouse gas emissions. Included in Linfox's Vision Zero is the goal of zero net environmental emissions. That is, our total emissions are offset by equivalent carbon reduction or sequestration activities. We've got no choice as global citizens if we are to bequeath to future generations the same benefits that we've enjoyed. Linfox has developed a strategy, established a team, and I know we've captured your commitment to our goal. Our shareholders are determined, and so are our people. The examples you have just seen are a sample of what can be achieved. Congratulations to all those people involved in Project 25C. Now let's get on with its implementation right across the company.